Now, the Nigeria Labour Congress has directed workers in the state where the 70,000 naira new minimum wage is not being fully implemented to begin an indefinite strike from the 1st of December 2024. The call was made by the NLC President Joe Ajaero, who expressed dissatisfaction over the delay by some states to implement the new wage. He said workers in affected states were finding it difficult to sustain themselves given the worsening state of the economy. He called on the government to embark on a wage review and immediately implement concrete intervention that would relieve the suffering of Nigerians, adding that the NLC would initiate a series of industrial action in an all non-compliant state and would not relent until the minimum wage is fully implemented across Nigeria. Arise analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us now to discuss NLC's directive to workers in states yet to comply with the minimum wage and the need for urgent action to stave off an industrial crisis. I want to say thank you very much for joining us today. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure of being here as usual.
All right. Judge Ajaero seems to have read the Riot Act to states and has directed members in those states that the minimum wage hasn't been implemented to begin industrial action. What's your reaction to this?
Well, it's a labor leader.
Yes.
And he's doing his job. And I give kudos to him. And I advise government to listen. What he has said is not even a directive, a straight directive for people to go on strike. He said in states where the minimum wage of 70,000 has not been paid. It is pathetic that some states by now will not have paid that. So the ball is in their court. And they better listen to him. And then, you see, I have empathy for the NLC in this situation. Because he said many things. Aside from the wage, he said the refineries in Port Harcourt, Kaduna, and the third one should start working. That's commonsensical. In fact, the rationale for building the refineries was that so that you can export petrol. And he said one thing, that some people are behind this hardship facing Nigerians as a result of this frequent fuel hike. And the government should do something about it. I smell that rat too. Because here, you remember maybe last year, when some set of people, say this petrol seller, said the price of petrol will get to 750. I said it's impossible. And it got to 750. It got to 1,000. So there's no smoke without the fire. If they smell a rat, and I think they have more paraphernalia more matrices, to use the word now, to know what is going on, I side with them. You get me? I smell a rat. You cannot just have the prices of fuel spiraling like that. And even now I read somewhere that they are still going to, the marketers are going to import in spite of Dangote around town. So, you see, and I've always said it here, making life easy for Nigerians is not a matter of intellectual economics or arithmetical economics or whatever. It's a matter of welfare economics. Government must intervene to make life easy for Nigerians because they voted it into power. Yep. That is a democracy. That is a democracy. You must make life easy for people who put you into power. See, you just witnessed one now in the US. Yeah. The government was on the way out. And the man who was talking at them all along has been elected. That is democracy. You see, and government must know that 2027 must come. And if it has not made life, if things continue like this, it will have a lot to answer for in 2027. So let government learn a listening ear to what this labor man is saying. It may seem toothless now because you know the Nigerian situation. When December 4th comes, some states may not follow them because you know you have state NLCs who will take their own decision based on their negotiations. If you remember what happened on the eve of the election in Imo State, between when this Ajero himself went to a state to intervene and he was beaten up. Get me? Yes. But see, I'm not interested in that. What he's saying is what government should listen to. Because he's saying something that is conducive for political stability and peace and prosperity. Government should listen to him.
Very well put. You said that. That was fantastic, Mr. Sobowale. Now, of course, let's look at the states that are giving excuses regarding the lack of implementation of the minimum wage. Based on what they're saying, that they simply don't have the revenue to do it, some of them. Should the revenue allocation formula be restructured before enforcing wage compliance? And what implications could that possibly have for Nigeria's federal system?
You are talking theoretical. People are hungry. You are talking of restructuring revenue allocation. No way. What is important, urgent, and should be done immediately, is that they pay those wages. There is no way Nigerians will believe that any state government cannot pay minimum wage of 70,000 for the simple reason that the cost of governance, unless you are a blind person, the maintenance of the science of pomp and pageantry, attending political offices, there's no way any populace in any state in this country will agree with government that it cannot afford minimum wage. So let's leave that aside. Although, like I pointed out, some states have said that, I think it's Niger State, is saying that they should clear areas of promotion. That's why it's a federation. Each state has its own problem. Let them sort it out. See, I'm not saying that Ajero is overreaching himself, but he too knows that each state NLC is independent enough to deal with the state government and should know what to do with them. But then, I am not a unionist. I back what he's saying, whereby December 1st, something should be done. Let's look at that. Let's look at the issue of the refineries that he has mentioned. Get me? And the soaring prices. Let's government find out those who are crippling his hands in not intervening and responding to the yearnings and aspirations of Nigerians who put it in power. We are running a democracy, not a one-party state. So government should do something. I'm honest that government should do something.
We hope the government does something.
Yes.
But I've got two questions. The first being that we've seen state governors that have been clever by half, like the embattled former governor of Kogi State, who repeatedly will say he's paying the due wage, but people will only get 60%, 70%, 80%, some 40%. It's a record. How do the workers, the labor workers in that state, how do they navigate that? Because if on paper they are paying minimum wage, which is 70,000, but the government now decides that we'll pay you 60% of the minimum wage.
The government has decided that.
No, I'm saying that was what was happening in Kogi State. I'm citing the example.
That was. You said?
And yes, so
please let's deal with the president.
No, so the reason why I say that is
Ododo is Ododo governor now.
Yes, Ododo is governor now.
The other guy is being pursued by EFCC
all over the place, and they've been able to.
Look,
they've not been able to catch him. So
the NLC there.
So what I'm so that's why I'm asking the question, because this, according to my own findings, that particular sharp practice is not the first. He's not the first to have started that kind of practice, whereby governments,
credit the unions with some intelligence and experience in their job.
Okay.
They know how to handle the governors. And they have clear directive from their center. You see, they don't even need it. They don't even need it to prod them into action. And you bet, you see, in states like that, you get me? The working class are workers. Teachers, people in hospital, they are workers. So give their labor leader some benefit of doubt that they know they are not onions and they are not fools. I'm sure they will take on any government that decides to sidetrack them.
We hope so.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Sobowale, thank you for your analysis and for your time here on Newsday. We appreciate you as always. Thank you.